Parents and children have been looking forward to starting the new term, and I understand the timing of this change in guidance to schools and colleges will have caused concern and disruption. However, faced with recent cases, including one that emerged right at the end of the school holidays, I believe 100% that this is the right thing to do, and that is why we have taken such rapid steps to support our schools and colleges. There are over 22,000 schools and colleges in England, and the vast majority of them are unaffected by RAAC. Local authorities and multi-academy trusts are responsible for these buildings, but we have been supporting schools and colleges to ensure risks resulting from RAAC are mitigated. To date, 52 schools and colleges have these mitigations in place. The majority have been able to continue to provide face-to-face learning without any disruption, and we remain in contact with them. Last week, we advised a further 104 schools and colleges to take spaces that are known to contain RAAC out of use if they are not already done so. The majority of these settings will remain open for face-to-face learning on their existing site because only a small part of each site is affected. A minority of pupils will be fully or partially relocated to alternative accommodation to continue face-to-face learning while mitigations are put in place. Madam Deputy Speaker, I want to reassure parents and children that we are taking a deliberately cautious approach to prioritising children's safety. Because of our proactive questionnaire and surveying programme, we have a better understanding of where RAAC is on the school estate than in most other countries. All schools and colleges that have advised us they suspect they might have RAAC will be surveyed within a matter of weeks, in many cases in a few days. Most suspected cases will not have RAAC. So far, when we've surveyed schools, around 2/3 of suspected cases do not have RAAC. We will follow the same approach with any new cases through the professional surveying programme. The vast majority of schools will be unaffected, and children should attend school as normal unless parents are contacted by their school. As my right honourable friend, the Minister for Schools, explained on Friday, we will publish a list of schools once mitigations are in place. It is right that parents are informed by schools if they are impacted, and that schools have time to work with their DFE caseworker on those mitigations. Madam Deputy Speaker, I am confirming today that we will publish the list of the 156 schools with confirmed cases of RAAC this week, with details of initial mitigations in place. After this, we will provide updated information as new cases of RAAC are confirmed and existing cases resolved. This will include updates on the impact on pupils, such as how many are learning face-to-face, how many are receiving short periods of remote education. Once again, we are doing everything in our power to minimise disruption and avoid remote learning. Madam Deputy Speaker, I must thank the professional response of leaders, teachers and support staff in the sector who have acted swiftly to deliver contingency plans. Each impacted school and college has a dedicated caseworker to help implement a mitigation plan. This could include other spaces on the school site or in nearby schools or elsewhere in the local area until structural supports or temporary buildings are installed. We have increased the supply of temporary buildings, working with 3 contractors, and accelerated the installation of these. We have the support of our leading utility companies to ensure that these classrooms can be opened. In a small number of schools with confirmed RAAC, disruption to face-to-face learning has usually lasted a matter of days. In terms of funding, as the Chancellor has said, we will spend whatever it takes to keep children safe. This includes paying for emergency mitigation work to make buildings safe, including alternative classroom space where necessary. Where schools need additional help with revenue costs like transport to other locations, we are actively engaging with every school affected to put appropriate support in place. We will also fund the longer-term refurbishment or rebuilding projects where these are needed to remove RAAC.